What's up everybody, this is Mike, and in today's video I'll talk about the DJI Mavic Air and what I think about it after using it for 3 months. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and join our quickly growing community. It's amazing. With that being said, I'm now going to roll my brand new intro. Hopefully you guys like it, and I'll let you know what I think about the DJI Mavic Air. Enjoy. I've been using the DJI Mavic Air for the past 3 months and I've been flying it pretty much all the time, so I think I've gathered enough data for an in-depth review about all the things I like and dislike about this drone. Quick disclaimer, this video will not be all about the specs of the drone and how it stacks up against other drones. I've made similar content already, so if you're interested in that, feel free to browse my channel and take a look at some of those videos. However, in today's video, I'll simply share my impressions after flying this drone ever since I got it in early February 2018. Having upgraded from a DJI Spark to the Mavic Air, there are a couple of areas where this drone really shines and also a few that leave something to be desired. For your convenience, I'll group this video into a couple of sections, so feel free to check the description for timestamps if you want to jump to a specific part of the review. The first thing I want to talk about is the design of the drone. And by design, I don't mean the sleek shape and the cool colors. Yes, they're nice and all, but what I like more is the improved gimbal design and the new remote controller that allows you to screw off the sticks. Those are not only visual changes that make the drone look even better, but they also improve the overall usability of the drone during everyday use. Another hidden gem that's not part of the design but is definitely great when it comes to usability is the internal 8GB storage that you can use in case you forget your SD card home. Very clever feature which I hope we can see in all of the upcoming DJI drones. Like I said, I'm coming to this drone from a Spark which was known for its portability. And that's great, but the Air feels even smaller, more compact and much easier to carry around thanks to its foldable design. So we're definitely seeing a trend here towards smaller, more portable and compact drones, but at what expense? Turns out, not a big one, since this drone packs plenty of features despite its small shell. The camera is great, and although I had a couple of hiccups when filming in 1080p for my Spark versus Mavic Air comparison video, everything is back to normal when filming in 4K. I personally prefer to film in 4K 24 frames per second at 100 megabits so I can use the maximum potential of the drone, and then I downscale my videos to 1080p for YouTube. Even after a compression from YouTube, the videos are crispy, smooth and great looking. I always color grade my footage in post, so if you like the look of my footage, feel free to copy my general settings. I always use Cinelike D as my color profile, and I use custom style settings which are 0, -2, -2. If you throw in some ND filters in the mix, the ones I use the most are from Polar Pro and Freewell, and I will link them below, then you have an extra crispy footage that is a joy to look at. So in terms of camera quality, I'm definitely satisfied. Since the drone is so small, I was worried that it would not be flying well in stronger winds, but I was wrong because the Mavic Air actually handles wind quite well without showing any signs of drifting or shakiness in the videos. Even on my second day of owning that drone, when I flew in super strong winds, it held up extremely well, and it has continued to surprise me when I flew it in a freezing cold weather during the winter. One of the biggest complaints about the Mavic Air I've heard around was the lack of OcuSync. For the Mavic Air, DJI has introduced their new enhanced Wi-Fi transmission system, and although I was a bit skeptical at first, I'm quite happy with it as of now. I haven't had any problems with the signal besides being stupid and trying to fly under some huge rocks last week, which resulted in loss of GPS signal, but even then the drone held its own and managed to recover after a crash that was, well, quite painful to look at. Check the cards if you want to know more about this story. But this is actually a topic that I want to address further. Yes, I've crashed my Mavic Air twice, and I have to admit both times it was because of pilot's error. And guess what? Both times the drone managed to recover and fix my mistake by itself and continued hovering afterwards. This is a huge win in my book and something that made me love this drone even more. In other words, don't purposely go out there and crash your drone to test it. Leave that to me. But in all seriousness, this drone is solid. End of story. When it comes to battery life, I found out that in most cases, the flight time is just around 18 minutes, give or take 30 seconds. Which is great, as you can definitely take advantage of all of this time, especially if you fly within your line of sight and set the battery warning at 20%. That's something that I've been doing for the past 2 months, and I've been enjoying longer flights every time. Well, of course, this drone is not perfect. One of the most annoying things about this drone to me is the noise it makes. Maybe it was because I was too used to the DJI Spark, but the Mavic Air is quite noisy in my opinion and not as low-key as I would like it to be. Small thing I know, but it bothers me sometimes when I'm flying in public. Another thing which I hope we can see improved in the next DJI drone is the fact that you cannot charge the battery via the USB-C port on the back of the drone. Finally, the last thing which I don't really like about this drone is the fact that there is no wheel on the remote controller for changing the exposure value and the shutter speed. That would make my life so much easier, and it's something I really dislike about the current remote. So to summarize, I've definitely found a lot more positive things than negative to say about the Mavic Air. It's my go-to drone not only for being super portable, but because it gives me a peace of mind knowing that I'll get great shots regardless of the conditions around me. Let me know if you own a Mavic Air and what are your impressions so far of it in the comments below. If you don't have one and you're wondering whether you should get it, take this video as a huge yes from me and click on the link in the description if you want to buy it. That being said guys, drop a like on this video and consider subscribing for plenty more drone related videos. This is Mike from Drone Supremacy and I'll catch you in my next video. Ciao!